I apologise for the late hour, or early hour in some cases. I'm not going to do my usual intro for this, because this is quite a serious topic, and I really need to talk about it. 3 weeks ago, my sister and I and her friend Sean were in a car driving down Derry Flat, and I'm very thankful my sister made that decision, instead of the motorway, to go and see my horse when our tyre blew out and we spun out and my sister got pretty badly hurt. I have been telling people on Facebook she's fine, she's okay, that nothing's wrong and just a concussion, but the fact of the matter is that it's a bit worse than that. My sister has a very bad concussion to the point that she's struggling to do things. Her vision's gone blurry, she's got short-term memory loss, she's not well. And then we also got the bombshell that, like me, she's got chronic depression and chronic anxiety. So things are just going from bad to worse for me right now, because I worry about her, as any older sister does. But that's not the point of this video. This video is to talk about the big issue, I think, and now having a platform to do it really helps. And the issue is that New Zealanders don't seem to give a flying fuck if they live or die on our roads. Because the thing is that car that I was in and that my sister got hurt in, and I had a major anxiety attack, so now even getting into a car is very difficult for both of us because we both freak out and think we're going to die. It was, in Kiwi terms, munted, which means buggered. It was broken. The tyre blew off the rim like it exploded. And the thing is that Sean knew this, and I knew this, and Morgan knew that something wasn't right with the tyre. And like idiots, we thought everything was going to be fine, you know, like we'd get in the car and things would be great, and it wasn't that bad, it was a bit rainy. Never imagined in our wildest dreams that my sister would smack her head on the car window and I would be so scared of driving that, you know, I once again put myself into a bit of a prison cell, which is fantastic. It's really not. It sucks. But the problem is that Kiwis, and I am generalising, and for those of you who aren't like this, you know exactly what I'm going on about. We think we're immortal, don't we? Right? We live in quite a safe country compared to the rest of the world, and we don't think that going fast is a problem. But it is. One thing that got drummed into my head from doing chemistry and biology and physics a little bit on the side is the faster you go, the bigger the mess. And my sister's already lost one of her best friends in a car accident a few months back, and at the same time I lost my horse, so it was very hard. But the thing is that before that, my sister and me, we were living like we didn't care. You know, that, oh, so what, we're going fast. It's not that big a deal, we know how to control the car. And the problem is that no, people don't know how to control the car when it goes fast. Or when you have a blowout, or when something stupid happens, because it's not taught to you in school. I've never understood this, and I never will, is why the hell road safety isn't taught. You know, we see movies like Fast and the Furious and think we can all go out and do that. They don't realise that it takes months and months of training from top stunt drivers to do the stunts in those films, to go that fast. It's ridiculous. I've seen people go 140 down the motorway. The speed limit is 100. Right, that's a limit, not a target. And people are going 140 in these big, gruely boy racer cars. And they'll hoon down city streets, and they'll hoon down suburban streets. And they'll put themselves in danger, but they'll also put people who are trying to be good drivers in danger. Because what is the hardest thing to realise is that thing you're sitting in, that car could kill you. And the horrible thing is, you probably won't be the one to cause the accident. Most people who die, right, in these accidents are passengers. And we put our trust into people and they blow it. And for New Zealanders in particular, we seem to think that there's no correlation between speed and death. And you don't have to be super good at driving a car. And the worst thing is I have chronic anxiety. And my biggest fear is that even if I do get a car, which I'm working on, and thank goodness Winds is helping me with this, is that if I get into a car with someone or I'm driving on my own, they could kill me. Or even worse, I could be killed by someone else. Or because they think that they're God's damn gift to the world and that it doesn't matter how fast they're going. It doesn't matter how messed up the car is. Alright? It's ridiculous. And it's not fair. Because I remember quite distinctively, a couple of months back, I went on Facebook to try and get myself a car. The type of car I'm looking at isn't the type of car you would expect someone with anxiety to want. A four-wheel drive with a lot of go and isn't afraid to take a few hard knocks, because I know that if I get scared, I need to be in something that I'm going to be able to walk out of. Alright? That's kind of the reason I want a big car. I want to be able to walk away from an accident, not hurt. I banged my knee in the accident, but Morgan came off way worse. And I'll never forgive myself for that. I had a gut feeling something was wrong, and like an idiot, I didn't speak up, and I should have, and she fucking suffered because of it. And once again, I've let my family down. But, that's beside the point. The thing is, I offered pay for a car slowly over time, right? And I got slammed. I got slammed for having a mental illness. Right? I got slammed for having chronic anxiety and chronic depression and wanting to drive because I'm trapped. Alright, I am trapped in this life. I cannot go anywhere without someone having to drive me. And needless to say, I'm 21 years old. I should have my license by now. I should be out there driving and going to the grazing and not having to worry about relying on everyone else in this damn world. But I have to. Because no one will let me drive. It's ridiculous. And the thing is, instead of worrying about people speeding, they slammed me for being brave enough to speak up and say, yeah, I have these problems, and yes, they're going to have to be on my license. There were people threatening to call the cops on me just because I'm not well. I never asked to have this. I never asked to be depressed. I never asked to have my anxiety be so bad that if I get behind the wheel of a car I'm not comfortable with, I will shake. It's not my fault. I don't get why I have to be judged for that. And people who speed on the roads and make a complete fool out of themselves and result in people dying don't have to put that on their license. Excessive speeder. No, that's never on your license, is it? Chronic depression, chronic anxiety, that's on your license for life. And people judge you for it, and it's ridiculous. I'm not immortal. I know that. I know that if I get behind the wheel of the car, I could die. I know that if I don't drive to the conditions, I'm in trouble. I'm probably going to be the most cautious driver on Auckland roads. Because I know these things. And I don't want to die. And I'm scared of driving. And I'm scared of my sister getting behind the wheel of her own car when she gets better. I don't want to lose her. I don't want to die. I spent half my life being suicidal. I don't want to die. I know I'm going to die eventually, but I would prefer it when I'm, grey and old and lived a substantial, fulfilling life. That would be kind of nice. The way things are going. Well, never one for hope. Hope's been very foreign in my life. But I'm doing this video because I want to say this to people on New Zealand roads, and I want to say this to people on any roads. You're not immortal. You're not untouchable when you're in that thing. You could get hurt. You could die. Or even worse, you could end up in a wheelchair or in a hospital bed for however long you live after that. Living with the mistakes day after day of making a mistake, of going too fast, of getting in the car with someone who's fatigued. We're not immortal. Please, I'm begging you, for my sake, for my sister's sake, for parents' sake, drive correctly. Slow down. Please. That's all I want to say, guys. And you can go back to your normal lives, and I'll try and go back to mine. Because I just want one day when my illness doesn't stop me, and that all of us can be accepted. Ka te te ana.